Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a bonus full moon for the month of April tarot oracle reading. And Capricorn, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Capricorn, we all have a little bit of Capricorn in us somewhere. If you do have your birth chart, which house is Capricorn in, that's where this energy will show up for you. This is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it right now, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it has been a while since I posted this, then what was going on in your life back then? That could give you further clarity as to your situation now. Here we go with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, and we have the Empress. So the Empress is all four queens rolled into one person. This is saying that she has... she's a very powerful manifester because of it. And you become an Empress in the tarot by having the life experience to, stay in the game and learn from your mistakes, etc., to get to the level where you are an Empress. And so she's a very, very powerful manifester. The wheat at her feet represents her ability to grow things. She puts she makes plans to do what she wants to do, and then, say for instance, she wants to grow this wheat. She's going to pick the field. She's going to make sure she does everything she can to have it ready properly, get the soil fertilized, all that energy, get it planted and seeded at the correct time as best as possible. And then she just waves her wand and says, okay, nature, do your thing. Like, she doesn't worry about it after that. She knows that she's done what she can, and she just has to wait and see what happens after that. And so this is the Empress, with all four of the qualities of all the queens, is like from being in situations where she's had to learn how to manifest like this. So she uses her intuition and her logic like the Queen of Wands. She's very reliable and can make something out of nothing like the Queen of Pentacles. She's very discerning like the Queen of Swords, and she is also very loving like the Queen of Cups. So this is the underlying energy for the whole reading, and then we're going to get the underlying energy for the internal forces. So the internal forces, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is sitting on her throne, and she is focused on the pentacle. So in tarot, pentacles are the energy of your health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimensional world. And so this is representing not just money. Money is a big part of it. And there is coins representing the element. The element is earth. Having said that, you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle that you want to be living. So this is talking about lifestyle. And the Queen, as I said, the Queen of Pentacles is able to make something out of nothing. She's known for her resourcefulness, and she is also known for preferring quality over quantity. This is representing generational wealth, like a legacy of wealth that you can pass down to your children and your grandchildren. And so this is old money. This is not like brand new money energy. A lot of times people that are raised with money generation after generation are very conventional, and they don't flash their money around. And so that's basically her energy. Sometimes when we have an Empress like this and then another Queen comes out, it can mean that it's telling the story of how she became an Empress. The qualities as they came up, and sometimes it could be that the Queen of Pentacles is a different energy, because this is the overlying or the energy for the entire reading, and this is for your internal forces. So definitely this is representing your energy, the Queen of Pentacles. All right, and we're going to begin then with the next card up, and we have the Emperor. Well, there you go. So it could be the Emperor is like the Queen. He is all kings rolled into one person. And so this energy is talking about the internal forces here. So when we see an Emperor and an Empress come up, we would imagine that they might become a couple, or already are. So this could represent your energy here, becoming an emperor so that you can match the energy of an empress. Or it could be that this energy is more your energy and there's an emperor that's interested in you because you're becoming an empress. So we'll see what it is here. But so the emperor would be like all four qualities of the kings rolled into one. So he's very wise and known to be very good with finances. Also very intelligent, and and he's all about performance. He's wearing his armor underneath his robe so that he can get up at a moment's notice and be ready to go in, to grab any opportunity or go into battle if need be. He's also very loving and emotionally available. He's learned how to control his emotions, and also uses his mind, his intellect, as well as his manifestation abilities of his intuition to be able to manifest what he wants. So he's the epitome of alpha male energy, as the Empress is the epitome of the female energy. And actually not the feminine energy, not the female energy. So the Empress can actually she's considered to be pregnant with possibility. And sometimes, especially when the Emperor comes up and he's all about performance, she could be pregnant. We'll see. But I feel like you're identifying with this energy right here. So this is about your your self-image right now. So you could be the Emperor, and this is the energy of the story of how how it works out. And of course, with the Pentacle energy, that's right up the Capricorn energy, because Capricorn is the most Capricorn energy is the most senior of all the element of. There's 3 different signs representing the element of Earth, and so this is talking about really being like, this is Capricorn energy at its most right here, having like this ability to make to have this ability to be able to make money, and also have the lifestyle and bring it in, and do it with class, basically. And so this is the energy of the Queen. Yeah, see, now we have the Queen of Swords here. So the Queen of Swords is sitting on her throne, and she has been there, done that, and has the t-shirt. She has the souvenir. She is done with bullshit. She does not want to put up with bullshit. She has her left hand out. So she's willing to receive this information coming in, like the Pentacles coming in, and being an Empress. She's like, okay, I'm in for that. And but she has her right sword up, and she's like, if you're coming near me and you want to have anything to do with me, you better come in correct. I'm not putting up with any bullshit. Any bullshit from you, off with your heads. That's her energy. She's considered to be the coldest of all the queens, but she wasn't always that way. It's just that she's been through something here, and her head is above the clouds now, and she's clear on what she's going to put up with and what she won't. And then we have this energy of the 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords the swords in tarot represent your mental intelligence, the discipline of your mind, as well as your thoughts. What are your thoughts? And how do we express thoughts? Through words. And so that could be the written word or the spoken word. And this energy is talking about cutthroat energy, basically. Look at even the clouds look like they've been like sliced through the sky. And so it looks like this person has been in a battle, and he's been successful. The other 2 have thrown down their swords. But this kind of energy is like, when this is saying, I will do anything to win, whatever it takes. That's what I'm going to do. And so this energy can sometimes be winning through using your words, and your thoughts rather than your actions. So sometimes this can represent an inner battle. We have like 3 different versions of this person. So this can sometimes represent the subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind. And that energy, the subconscious mind, is formed by the time you're 6 or 7. And, when you're a baby, you're like a sponge. You absorb your your environment and the thoughts of the people of who raise you, and you know how they raise you. That is heavily imprinted on you, and most of us don't remember much of anything before kindergarten age, basically. And so it's kind of like you even have to rely on other people to tell you what you were like when you were a baby. And so they may not be that accurate. So this subconscious mind is heavily imprinted on you. And hey Stella, Stella's here. She's going to join the reading, I guess. Her job is to sit and purr. A cat's purr raises the vibration in the room, and I feel like we could all use a little bit of purr right now. Yeah, you're a good girl. Go back. You lay down now. She loves the energy of the readings, and she was sound asleep in the other room, but she's upset because I started without her. But she's already doing happy feet, so we've got a good purr going. And yeah, we'll just raise the vibration there, Stella. Good girl. All right, so sorry about that. I should have known just to wake her up. All right, so the subconscious mind is heavily imprinted on us. And when we get triggered, that's the mind we tend to rely on. That's the one we go to first. And it's actually not the most reliable. And then we have the unconscious mind. So the unconscious mind is the will of your soul, basically. And, you know, a lot of people recognize, okay, I'm a human being with a soul. But in actual fact, it would be more accurate to say that you are a soul traveling in a human body when it comes from the unconscious mind's point of view. So that unconscious mind is your soul's needs. And if your soul's needs aren't being met, your unconscious mind will start becoming louder and louder. And then we have your conscious mind, and that's what he has a handle on. So this is his own memories, his experiences, what he's just gone through. Is, okay, this is, I consciously remember this. And so this energy, the subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind, if you can get them disciplined so that they're working together, then you have your mind working for you instead of it working against you and causing conflict, you know, where you can't make strong decisions. So sometimes this card can represent that energy. And I feel like with because of the Queen here of Swords here, something has happened to cause you to really want to have that control of your mind, or need to have it, so that you can start making really strong choices here. Because you might be emotionally triggered here. We have this energy here of the Hermit. Yes, because the Hermit comes in after the dark night of a soul. So the dark night of the soul is when something really shifty happens and you're having a hard time dealing with it. And you're wanting to get it, you know, heal from it and be able to move forward in your life. And so this energy is talking about the Hermit. He goes up to the top of the mountain, and he takes his lantern, and when the lantern is full of the light from the North Star, then he comes down from the mountain, and his rod is golden, and that's representing now he takes action with the thoughts and of what he learned when he was up at the top of the mountain conferring with God. And this energy, the North Node energy, right now on the 23rd, now this is the 26th when this is coming out, but on the 23rd we had Mercury, which was in retrograde, and Mercury is the planet of communication. It is sitting right now with the North Node of the Moon energy. So this is an absolute perfect time to go confer with God, because this is your North Node represents that North Star energy, your destined path, what your soul wants when you came down to Earth. And so if you're having a hard time understanding what your soul wants, now's the time to meditate and go inward. And this energy is probably going to be with us. You know, on April 1st, we do have the full moon energy, which I'll talk about in a bit here. But the full moon, in case I forget, is on April 1st. And I don't want to forget to tell you, don't forget that's April Fool's Day. And you know, April Fool's Day is like a bunch of trickster energy in the morning. So keep that in mind, because it's not like we don't have enough AI and confusion out there in the information. We got to add a little extra more in there. And then we have this energy of the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is talking about a reward for following your North Star, for going up and taking the time to confer, and so that you can be on your destined path. And so when you're on your destined path, the pentacles come in way more easily, because the North Star energy is God's plan, and God has a plan, and each of us has our own special role in that plan. And so when you stay on your destined path, then the money will start coming in, and it looks like you're in a powerful, like, this is talking a lot of very strong energy for manifesting right now. It's like, especially, I mean, the Capricorn energy is ruled, you're representing the element of the pentacle of earth. And so this is like really powerful for you. This is talking about the cups. When the cups come in, quite often they are about romantic love, but they can also be love for someone or something else. And it can also be love for something you love to do or be. And this energy is talking about, like, when not only are you going to have a lot of opportunity for your lifestyle to be significantly better, you also are going to have these opportunities coming in. Each of these cups is a gift. And some of them can be a lot of challenge to them, but that's actually Capricorn's specialty, is seeing the possibilities in the challenges. And you're like a black hole. You're just going to suck these opportunities towards you like a magnet. And just like a black hole, you're the center of your universe, so you're going to have to put your own spin on these. So these are opportunities that are available to you while you're on your destined path, and you can choose the order that you would want to take them in and put your own special spin on them, because the universe wants to see us take action and put our own energy into whatever it is. So the way you would handle these opportunities is different from how someone else would. And so when you put your own special flair on it, good Lord knows what happens. And so then we have the identity and self-image here. So as I said, you're in the energy of the Emperor, all about performance. Now recognize that the characters in the tarot are not gender specific. They are masculine and feminine energies. So this could be a woman in her masculine energy, but generally the Emperor and the Empress quite often are the gender that they represent on the card, because they're the epitome of the masculine and feminine energy. Like, this is alpha male all the way, and this is a divine feminine all the way. And then we have like the queens. This could be a male in his feminine energy. Again here. So it just depends. The what ifs are when you're in bed and you can't sleep and you're wondering, what if this happens? What if I do this and that happens? It's that kind of what if, the woulda, shoulda, couldas of life. And so this energy is something that you can really take advantage of. Like, it's really powerful here. This is in your daily routine and your habits and that. And so it's talking about scheduling and being able to be efficient with your time and energy to take advantage of as much of this opportunity as you can. We're going to look at the external forces now. So the external forces are instead of saying what if something happens, you're more likely to be saying what the EF happened. What the F happened. I was going along, I have all this opportunity, everything should be going great, but here I am dealing with external forces. What are the external forces? Yes, okay, so this one, the very first one coming out, is a heartbreaking situation. Now, when you look at this card, you can see, whoa, that looks really, really challenging. There's 3 swords in someone's heart. When you look again, though, you recognize, wait a minute, that heart is quite big compared to the swords in context. So perhaps This is something that you could recover from. This card can represent the need for an apology and forgiveness. It also can represent the energy, because it's in the throat. It can represent, you know, when your heart's in your throat, difficulty telling your truth. The energy can also be about gossip and slander and harsh words. It can represent perjury in court, that kind of energy. This also, though, can be a very positive card, saying that the subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind, that you have trained them by going up and conferring with God, and that's why all this energy is shifting. And so that this difficult situation is now resolved, or you're going to easily resolve it. And your subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind, you've disciplined your mind enough now that it's working for you. And so all three are working with each other, and they're plugged into your heart's desires. And in that case, then that would understand why you're in all this amazing energy here. Because I feel like you weren't here. Something happened here. You know, and this is your abundance and self-worth. And then this is your communication in early life. And so this could be a communication style in your family, is like, you know, harsh words and being, you know, like very rigid, you know, very stern energy being brought up. And then this is your emotional foundation now, having gone after something happened here that was really challenging, going in and conferring with God, and then all of a sudden now, you know, your creativity and your romance, everything's moving forward, and all of a sudden you got all these opportunities coming in. And now this, I feel like this represents the energy you were in here. And so maybe there was a potentially heartbreaking decision needed to be made, because the swords represent decisions, thoughts, etc., with our mind. But everything's plugged into your heart here. So this is awesome energy. It can be like a really positive energy. And I feel like with these cards, I mean, it's both, basically. And then we have a new passion, like in your life here. So the Page of Wands, his element is the element of fire. And that's represented by this wood wand. And wood feeds fire. That's why it's wood. And also, this is representing a tree. So the deep roots of our ancestors and the offshoots, the branches that grow on the tree, that are our descendants. So he's got a feather in his cap, and he's like, you know, dressed up, and he's ready to go, and he wants to explore the world. This is someone under the age of 21. The pages would work for the king and queen in the court, sometimes as early as around 7 to 14 years of age. And they would learn the ropes, kind of like just small tasks and that in the palace walls. But their main task would be running communication to it back and forth with people at the palace. And if they were really good at it and they were still there when they were 21 and they could afford a horse, then they might be considered for knighthood. So this is talking about, this wand is talking about passion. And this is representing communication. When the pages come in, it means there's some sort of communication coming in. Now, in the old days, this would always be a male, but now this could be a female in the masculine energy. And this it would be someone under, you know, like that, in the energy of someone under the age of 21 that has this passion for life. And the energy, the communication, these days we have so many ways of communicating. This could represent someone in person, but it could also be a letter coming in the mail, or a phone call, a text message. It could be, you know, on social media, someone messages you, or you see an event and then you go to the event and you run into someone. The news is a good place to find out what's going on at the top. Is generally coming down to the average person on a lesser or a less intense degree. And so, yeah, this could be all sorts of communication. And each of the pages is focused on their element. And of course, he is very focused on his wand. He's looking up to it. This is his passion. And so with the Page of Wands, sometimes you have to take what he says with a grain of salt, because quite often he's thinking with his little head instead of his big head. He just can't help himself. And so this is talking about having a lot of passion for your partner, your commitments, and possibly partnerships in business. So yeah, that's definitely Emperor and Empress energy for sure. And then we have the energy of, yeah, look at this, the Ten of Pentacles. So the Ten of Pentacles is the most pentacles that you can have. This is like ultimate lifestyle. And, you know, this is right up your alley, Capricorn. Because Capricorn, as I said, you're the most mature of the pentacles. And so it's your, you know, you're ruled by Saturn. And Saturn is about being very responsible. The glyph for the Capricorn energy is actually a mountain goat with a tail on the end that's a dolphin tail. And yet it's climbing, you know, you think about a mountain goat climbing a mountain and taking consistent steps of action towards your goal. It's a very disciplined energy. And, you know, about some of the deepest responsibilities that we have in life. And because your element is the pentacle, this is like the epitome of success as in the pentacle energy. So this is talking about, you know, you have, it's raining money, you have, you know, the partner, you have the mansion, you have, it's in a neighborhood that you love, you have the 2.5 children and the two, you know, there's 2 pets here. So you have time to stop and chat with the neighbor. So this is like talking about a really beautiful lifestyle. And this is in the transition. So if you don't have that, this is saying this is what's coming in from the external forces. This passion for feeling really passionate about life again, about your love life in particular, because this is in the position of your partnerships, marriage, and commitments. Now, the full moon in that's on April 1st, that full moon is in the sign of Libra. And Libra energy, it's an air sign, but they represent the energy of being mature and ready for that commitment. And so even though you have this youthful exuberance, you're in this energy, I feel, of the Emperor and Empress, and like, you know, that kind of energy. It's a mature energy where you've learned a lot of lessons along the way, and some of them the hard way by the looks of things, because the Queen is here of Swords. And so this energy, there's been a lot, like every single reading I've done for the full moon has been about love on some level, like, and about your most significant partner. And that's what this Libra energy, what this full moon is about. It's about the energy of you and your significant other. And if you don't have a significant other, it may be that you're about to have a significant other, or it could be a partnership, like with, you know, in a business or something like that. But it's an important relationship. And this is a powerful energy right now with this full moon. Across the wheel of the horoscope from the Libra energy is Aries. And Aries is the newborn infant of the zodiac. So Aries, you know, you think about a baby, the glyph for the baby is, or for the Aries energy, is a ram. And you think babies come in head first and they're, you know, they make themselves known. And if for something so helpless and little, they sure can control a household. You know, that's the kind of energy. And so a lot of planets moved into the Aries energy, like Neptune did, Saturn did, Venus did. Also, Mercury's moved in there, and we have the North Node with Mercury right now. So there's a lot of energy that was very intense towards the beginning of March and the end of February. There was 2 eclipses. There was a lot. So if you want to know more about that energy, I did do, it's on the same playlist as this, and it's I did for each sign I did about the eclipses, because that eclipse energy sits with us for about 6 months. And right now with this full moon energy, it's talking about Aries is about self-assertion, and Libra energy is more about compromise. And so we've got a bit of a conflict here. And it's also talking about, it can really enhance relationships if you can work through this. So if you already have a relationship, this could be a really good opportunity to make it that much more, like get back into the energy of being really passionate about it. And a lot of epiphanies can come from the energy. And also about, it's really good if you've been putting something off. Now is a good time to, okay, get her done, that kind of energy, and put strategies in place for success. And so, yeah, this energy is really, really powerful right now for cleaning up relationships with your significant other. And also, the Libra energy is very diplomatic. Sorry if there's a little bit of noise there. We have a lot of construction here. So I was trying to get an early start here this morning before they got out there, but they're out there already. So I hope I have a noise canceling mic, and it's not too bad. So what was I? Okay. Oh, putting strategies in place. So yeah, if you're, if now is a great time to focus in on that energy. And it's really supportive of that right now. And then we have the Hierophant coming in, and this is talking about the justice. Libra has the scales of justice is representing, that's their glyph. And so this energy is talking about the Hierophant is bringing justice in from the spiritual realm and bringing that down into the physical. So he's got his right hand in the form of a blessing. So this is saying that if you're looking for some justice in something, there could be some energy coming in around that. The Hierophant is about traditional structure. And so if you're a religious person, this would represent, church leaders like the Pope, the Bishop, the Cardinal, gurus, whatever church you belong to or whatever religion you belong to, it would be the heads of that. Whereas if you're more on a spiritual level and you just want to go straight to God, that would represent that energy where there's no intermediary, but you go inward and meditate and pray, basically. And then that energy is brought into the physical world through the law, through courts and the legal systems on the planet, basically. And so the Hierophant is in your higher learning here. So something's coming in around that. If you're looking for justice in something, it's saying that, that is coming towards you as well. And then we have the Two of Wands. And so the Two of Wands is representing someone that he's standing at the top of his turret here, and he is like, wow, I have the world in my hands. That's what that globe represents. He's got his left hand on this one wand, and he's got this other wand planted here. And so this can be saying, I really want to expand my horizons. I really want to have new in my life. And that's the energy right now. New, because of all the Aries energy. And it's going to be that way for quite some time here. And so this energy is talking about someone that wants to expand. Now, if when we have the Emperor and the Empress coming up, and we're talking about having this new passion in commitment, marriage, etc., and a healed heart. This can really be talking about also wanting to expand, maybe get married and start a family, that kind of energy. And then sometimes this can actually represent wanting to move. Like, I think of this sometimes as an entrepreneur's card, and like you've been very successful with your business, but now if you're going to expand, you need another location because there's only so many people here to purchase your product or whatever. Or you want to expand internationally and go online maybe now as well, something like that. And it can represent actually making a move, like purchasing a new property or something like that. I forgot to mention also the Pentacles. That's what I forgot to mention. The Pentacles quite often represent real estate and banking and that kind of energy, like mortgage brokers, developers, land developers, because the element is of earth. And so purchasing a new home would be up that line. And then we have judgment coming in here. So yeah, there is some sort of judgment coming in, that maybe something happened here, and that's why the dark night of the soul was. And then now, you know, there's been this shift now in this this money. Like, it's been a good shift, because we've got, you know, all these pentacles coming in. We have, I feel like this was representing the heartache here, and it was really challenging because you had a dark night of the soul, but you have managed to heal that, and now it's representing the power that you gained from that. And that's the power of becoming the Emperor and the Empress. And so the Judgment card coming in here is talking about the energy of, even the ancestors are coming out of their boxes and they're like literally cheering. So this could even be something, this energy could be, because this is generational wealth we're talking about, it could be something that happened to your parents and they didn't get closure before they crossed the veil. And so they're cheering, and the descendants are waving back and forth to each other. Woohoo, judgment is here. So the judgment is a form of a blessing. That's the energy. This is your career and reputation, and this is the blessings coming in from the judgment. So, you know, we have the Hierophant here with his hand in the form of a blessing. And okay, what's the final card here? Oh no, who's this? Why is this here? All right, so the Devil card. I was wondering, this is such a perfect reading. I was wondering, oh, let's just end it here, but like, no, we're going to keep going. So the Devil comes in. So the Devil is also ruled by Saturn, just like Capricorn energy. Of all the signs, Capricorn energy is most likely to be really concerned about the material world, because that's your job, basically, is to turn your thoughts into matter. That's what you're the master of. And so with this, it can lead to temptation. And so this temptation is in your spiritual energy. And it's in secrets coming out. And so it could be something to do here. Let's just take a look here. So we have something to do, it could be with the lovers. We have two lovers here, and they're yoked to each other, and then they're chained to Saturn's box. And hunched over them is the Devil here. And the Devil is like basically kind of coming between them. And this is talking about lust. So this could be not like, this could be outside of your relationship, that maybe you lust after someone else, or someone else is lusting after you, and it's tempting. The Devil doesn't tempt you with you know, crappy looking shit. The Devil tempts you with something shiny that you really want. And so this energy is talking about giving into that temptation. The Devil never does his own dirty work, because the Devil, this is, for one thing, this is an archetype, it's a tarot card. But the Devil, if you look backwards, there's a lot of, Satanists use a lot of backwards words. And, you know, the word devil, when you say it backwards, is lived, as in used to. So the Devil's not an actual live human being. So the Devil has to get a minion to come in and do their dirty work. And so I always cover this card with the next card up, just to see who does he send in. Because you're not going to get the truth from the Devil. The Devil's going to manipulate the situation. And that's representing that manipulation within ourselves that we have when we want something and we find a reason to, oh, this is why I deserve it. That kind of energy. Yeah, and then we have Three of Wands coming in here. So the Three of Wands is representing someone who's standing on the precipice of change, basically. And he's got his hand on a third wand here. And I feel like in this energy, like this can represent, in matters of romance, a third-party energy that came into a relationship here and caused the Queen to be very cold. And so this is, this can represent a third-party energy, and so can this. Sometimes this represents someone who was in a couple and now wants to be single, or it can also represent someone who is single and they became a couple and they've taken that action. So it just depends on which way. But just within context of this, there's some temptation to stray out of the relationship, and that's coming in your spiritual. And so this could have been your parents that this happened to. And that's when we find out all sorts of, this is representing Pandora's box being opened, and the energy of like skeletons coming out of the closet. So this can sometimes be about like illegitimate children, people finding out that they were adopted, and hey, I'm not Italian after all, that kind of energy, So there's something going on there, and it looks like this is a decision, because this person is standing here on the precipice of change, and they're wanting to know, like they're really tempted here, because this looks like sand, but it's actually there's ships sailing by, and he wants to just jump on one of them ships and sail off and go on an adventure. And that's kind of like the energy here. So we'll see. If you have enjoyed the reading up to this point and you are like, I don't even want to know about that. I just like, it was so good until this energy. Because then that, of course, leads to this energy, right? It's like there is no beginning and there is no end. It kind of merges into each other. So it's that kind of energy. You have to get used to that when you're doing tarot readings. The past, the present, and the future come together. Like a warp kind of energy. So we don't want to repeat mistakes, though. Like that would be a real mistake. I'm going to clarify this, but for those of you who are leaving off here, thank you for your time and energy, and give it a like and a comment if you enjoyed it. It really helps me with building my channel. I really appreciate it. And also consider subscribing. You're very welcome. For those of you that are like, okay, I'm brave, I'm going to ask for clarity on this. It's such a beautiful reading until the card at the end there. So like the last thing you want to do is repeat the cycle over again. Lordy, lordy. Okay, let's go. We're going to use my Oracle Tales from the Vector, TAILS. And I started this back in 2007, 2020. I completed 64 paintings. There's about 30 of them are really big 3-foot by 4-foot paintings that are very detailed, big dragons that are coming in from the future, from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. So there's lots of information that I have written on my website about each painting, but I'm working now on gathering the information to bring the actual oracle out. And the only way to do that really is to play with it. So this is the energy that the numbers on these cards represent the paintings as they are listed on my in my gallery on my website, and I will put them in the order that they appear here, so you know which ones to look for. It'll be in the description box below if you're interested. We have the Emperor on the Empress here, so we know the Emperor is interested in this Empress energy, that's for sure. And then we have Capricorn, you're representing yourself here. And this is sitting on the Queen of Pentacles. And so this energy could be representing, this could be the Empress's energy. And you could be, this could be the Emperor has been watching this Queen of Pentacles turn into this Empress energy because of the hardship she went through. And this is like admiring that energy. So you could be the Emperor, like it feels like you're the Emperor energy or you're the Empress energy, one or the other. And this is, you're representing yourself here. So whenever you represent yourself in in a reading, it's saying, okay, this is you here. So this energy, I feel like this Empress energy was whatever happened, at some point she had to become very resourceful because of this energy, whatever happened, and then it shifted. And so this could represent you know, and this is like after all this, then there's a temptation to do it again. And so like, yeah, this is talking, well, the next time around, you probably aren't going to have the same opportunities if you get back in this energy. So just saying, you might want to surrender to God's plan. Your ancestors might be yelling at you right now. Don't be stupid. Like, they might be waking you up. You might be feeling this cold breeze coming through. That might be them. Sometimes when there's psychic energy around, the room will get cold. And so it could be that energy. We have the or no, we don't. We have, oh, look at this. We have the Empress on here. So this is saying, interesting. So this is saying that going through whatever you went through here about your abundance and self-worth, having to be really resourceful, turned this energy into the Empress. So that's confirmation. Then we have the shooting star here. And the shooting star is talking about you're wishing upon a star. And of course, if you're wishing for something, it means you don't have it yet. So this is talking about, if you wish on it, you have to have a good attitude then and take action on it. You can't just sit there and wish on a star and then say, okay, well, why isn't it happening? You need to put your energy into it. Just like with these opportunities here, you need to put your own spin on it. And then we have the Hangman, which is very similar to the energy of the Hermit. It's like the Hangman hangs from the tree of knowledge upside down because he wants to gain a new perspective. And so his head lights up, and that's like the lamp. But this is like to a lesser degree. It's like staying in balance after you've had this, got the information. It's when you're starting to think like this again that you go to the Hangman, go hang upside down for a while and let the blood rush back to your head instead of the other way around. This is the battle star energy. So this is having the courage to be able to move forward on your destined path and not give in to temptation again. There's the superstar energy. This is about harmony in your words. Like, that's awesome to see that coming in. So that's confirming that there was healing here. And then we have scotoma. There was a blind spot in your personal, like your intimate relationship when whatever happened here. And I feel like this is representing that, this was not with the Emperor and the Empress. Like I feel like you weren't an Emperor and an Empress at that time. This was an earlier relationship. And it's saying because you learned everything you learned, now you're in this Emperor-Empress energy, which is a power couple. But the blind spot should be healed by now. Like, you should be able to see it. So, it's like when other people can see something and you can't see it. And generally that's when there's a third party in your relationship. A lot of times we're the last to know it, because love is blind, basically. And or you see something that other people can't see, which really elevates your position because you've learned so much from what has gone on. And then we have the energy of dissemination of information. Yeah, elephant. What elephant? I don't see an elephant. Do you see an elephant? Yeah, it's right in the room, but you can't see it. And that's when you're like, okay, like you're the information, you're not getting it clearly, and it's because this energy, remember what I said, if you're thinking with your little head, sometimes the blood you need to hang upside down like the hangman and let the blood rush to your head so you can think again. Here we have justice. And so justice is talking about that redemption from the judgment coming in. So this is talking about the transition from having to be resourceful after going through whatever this was, and now being in a position of having like this ultimate fulfillment as much as you can in a perfectly imperfect world. And then we have the energy of the world. Look at that. So this is saying, when the World card comes in, it's talking about it being an end of a cycle. So this is a card of transition, and this is a card of higher learning. So this is the Hierophant coming in with the judgment, with the justice. And now you're blessed, and your world changes into, okay, now you're in this position where you're, you're expanding, and all of these benefits come in. But if you if you end up giving into temptation, you could lose it all. That's basically what it's saying. And we have jealousy. Yeah, I'd rather be better than bitter. So there's going to be people, whenever you're at the top, there's going to be jealousy. It's like, you can consider it like sibling rivalry, like we're all children, on this planet, and like we're one big family, but sometimes we fight. And then we have the mother's worry. So there could be some mother's worry here, because of course this is on the ancestors card, and it could represent something that happened to your mother, that kind of energy, or which in this context possibly could be even just what's happening on the planet right now, because a lot of people talk about Mother Earth, and so this energy could be talking about the worry and the concern that people have about what's happening on the planet. And this is saying, if you're smart and you've learned from your mistakes and you don't give in to that temptation, that you are going to be on a foolhardy journey, like everything is going to be where you're at. And it's important to recognize also that, it's almost like a lot of people, the cycle that you did before, I don't feel you were in the Emperor energy at that point. And it's a big difference when you're in the Emperor and Empress energy, like the world is your oyster kind of energy. So I do feel you will make a strong decision, Capricorn. I do hope for your benefit you do, because you're going to be really regretting it later if you don't. Because then the karma is going to hit like super hard if you make the same mistake after being given this opportunity to rectify it, basically. But I do hope you've enjoyed this. Please do give it a like and comment if you have. I really appreciate that impetus for my for my channel. And consider subscribing. I would be honored if you did so. And I will be back with another astrological insight for you. And that will be coming up pretty quick here for the energy of moving into the month of April. All right, bye for now, Capricorn. Yeah, we got to wake you up, little kitty.